You can choose to be a victim or a victor. Victimhood is a mindset. It's an attitude you hold that pushes you to make certain decisions or act a certain way. Victimhood is when the world happens to you. It's when you depend on the world to dictate your life. Victimhood is when you wait for the world to provide you with the tools to move forward. It's when you cede control to someone or something. Here's the thing. When you let the world have the power, you're playing Russian roulette with your life. You don't know where you're going to land because you are not steering the car. But when you begin to take control, you'll find that you have the power to change your outlook and become a victor in your journey. Welcome back to another weekly update on the 75 Soft Challenge. I am outside. I'm enjoying this overcast today. So I said, let's just film a little content outside today, shall we? So I'm coming to you all with week 7, days 42 through 48. And honestly, it ain't much to tell. Just like last week, ain't much to tell. It was a whole lot of going on this past week, just like it was the previous week. But such is life. Such is life. So here we go. I do apologize for any outside noise that you all may hear. Okay, it's currently a siren going on, but hopefully it subsides here shortly. All right, I hope you all are doing well. And if you all are still on this journey with me, I hope it's going well for you all. Please let me know in the comments some of your wins and some of your not wins, right? So just let me know. Let's see. Again, this is week 7, days 42 through 48. I'm going to just start off by saying, y'all, I didn't read a thing this week. And I've only been getting in about 40 to 60 ounces of water this week. So I have not been meeting the water goal. A lot has transpired this week. Ayoka turned 11 this week. So she had a birthday celebration on August the 20th. There's been open houses this week. School starts on the 25th. So it's been a lot of long ass days. Okay. Waking up at 5 and going until about 10, 11 at night. So anyways, we're going to keep this video short. Probably at around 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to just give it a synopsis. This week, my breakfast mainly included a half of a cinnamon raisin bagel with strawberry cream cheese and 3 eggs scrambled with cheese. That's basically been my breakfast. If I didn't have that for breakfast, I didn't have breakfast at all. What stayed consistent was my coffee. I get up, I make my morning coffee with my silk almond creamer and head on to work. So if I didn't have the half of a cinnamon raisin bagel with the cream cheese and the 3 eggs scrambled with cheese, I just had coffee for breakfast. This week also, y'all, I didn't even realize it till I looked back on my journal right before I hit record. And there goes the air. Right before I hit record, that I've been at Starbucks literally almost every day this week. And it's probably because I've been having such long days and long nights that my prep hasn't been the greatest. And so what was convenient was Starbucks. And I have been literally tearing up and throwing back cappuccinos all week long, along with the spinach, egg white, and feta wraps from Starbucks. I have been tearing them up. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be eating out like this, for one, just for health wise, like not even because of the challenge, but eating out every day is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then if you look at the money, $16 here, $16 there. Girl, what are you doing? Girl, what are you even doing, honey? I'm supposed to be in the recovery phase. Summer camp just ended. I was spending out, we were spending out a whole lot of money for summer camp for the girls. And I got a trip coming up, which I will vlog that whole trip. I'm going to the beach. But honey, money is just flying out the door. So I'm like, girl, what are you even doing? But it's already spent now. Can't cry over it, honey. We just gotta make it back. Just gotta make it back. So yeah, my goal for this upcoming week is to, for one, prep, because it shouldn't be that crazy this week. The girls go back to school, like I said, on the 25th, so their schedules are changing. So I will not be having them throughout the week. Yay. They'll be with their baba, and I will have them on the weekends. So the grocery bill should go down. Okay, we should be able to prep and have food. The evenings, the work evenings should be smooth, right? Because I won't have to go pick them up and then, parent throughout the week, which is a blessing. So they're going back to school. Thank God for that. All right. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say with that, I shouldn't have any issues with being prepped up for the week, taking food to work, and that should decrease my spending money on food, outside food. So let's just jump into it. Wednesday, August the 20th, Ayoka turned 11.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ayoka. Happy birthday to you. Are you one? Are you two? Are you three? Are you four? Are you five? Are you six? Are you 7? Are you 8? Are you 9? Are you 10? Are you 11? You're 11!
Yay! I have an 11-year-old, and y'all, I just can't believe it. I can't believe I've been parenting this long. And I touched on this a little bit from last week in that 75 update, because I was kind of going left, but I felt like it ties into each other. But, having a child at 21, some people say that's young. Some people say that's right on cue, right? I don't know, whatever. But having a child at 21 and being in college and all of that, it was just a rough time. It was an adjustment. I felt like I didn't have the time to really be out on my own and explore adulthood before, boom, we, were pregnant with her. But she has seen a lot, y'all. She's seen a lot. She has grown up with me, and we kind of butt heads a little bit. She's very strong-willed, and so am I, so we butt heads a lot. But when I tell you, Ayoka is the homie. She is the homie, my 11-year-old. She is, I can't say enough about it. So we decided to take her to this restaurant, not on her birthday, just because it didn't just align with the open house and all the things that was going on her birthday. So we just picked up some Chipotle on her actual birthday and came home and ate that, because we had an open house that night for her. But Thursday we did go to this place called Shinjuku Station, and I'll put that up on the screen somewhere. I did take some video footage of it, but Shinjuku Station is a revolving sushi bar. So you sit at the table, and you'll see in the video that I put up here on the screen where you sit at the booth, and beside you there's a conveyor belt line of different sushi rolls and different desserts and all that. I know I don't eat meat. I don't know, I feel like I have to keep saying that, but I do not eat meat. I don't eat seafood either. Some people don't consider seafood as meat, but I digress, honey. It has a face, body, organs, blood. But anyway, so I had some avocado and cucumber rolls, and I'll show that as well. And then you were able to order on the menu, and a robot actually came and delivered the food to you. So I did order some vegetable stir-fried noodles, and I had some spring rolls, and I had some fried tofu, which was not good. It was under fried, I guess. Very, the breading, how it's very soft and doughy still. I couldn't eat it, and usually I love fried tofu, but tempura. It was tempura tofu, which it wasn't good, so I didn't eat that. But she had a great time. She had a great time. She loves sushi. Her Baba loves sushi. All of them, really. So even though it wouldn't be my ideal place to go, it wasn't about me. It was about her. So that's how she wanted to celebrate. So that's what we did. That's basically it, y'all. I mean, oh, this week I did end up on my shot day, which is Wednesdays. My shot day is Wednesdays. I opened up the new vial of compounded tirzepatide that came in the mail, last week from Empower Pharmacies through Mochi. Thank you, Mochi. And y'all know I was in like this weight loss stall, right? Where I was toggling between that 173, 74 to about 177. And I was like, what is going on? And I just couldn't break that. So ever since I opened up that new vial and I injected on Wednesday, I've been maintaining 172. Y'all, I am so happy to see 172. Okay. I'm like, okay, Sheikah, come on. Just 3 pounds. Get 3 pounds off and you be at 169, girl. Because y'all know my goal is to be at about 165 and really see how I feel with that. But if I were to have a range of weight, if you will, that I would like to toggle between, I would like to toggle between 160, 165. Now, if I don't get that low, if I could toggle between 165 to 170, I will be okay with that. But I most definitely want to get out of the 170s. Like I've been here a while. And it took me forever to get out of the 180s. So now I feel like that's what's happening when it comes to the 170s. It's getting, my body, like I talked to y'all before about that set point. It wants to just kind of stay here, but that's not what I want, where I want to be. So I'm just, trying to trick my body into getting back in that weight loss zone. So I'm really excited about 172. And then I'm kind of like, when I really wasn't on my Zoom when it comes to drinking this water and getting the 120 ounces of water in a day, was I retaining that water? Like, was I retaining water weight? And that's why I was still toggling between that 175, 177. You know what I'm saying? Like, was I drinking too much water? Because here lately, I have not been drinking all that water. I've been drinking between 40 ounces to 60 ounces, and I'm starting to lose weight again. So I don't know. Could it be the medicine? Could it be the fact that I have not been drinking all that water? And I was drinking too much water with the whole 120 ounces. Like, I don't know. That's the thing about our bodies and being women and hormones and water intake and salt intake and all these things. Like, you just don't know what factors will trigger you to either stall, or what factors will trigger you to burn fat and lose weight and all of that. So I don't know. What I can say is that even though my weight has been all over the 170s, I'm super happy with how I look in my clothes, how I feel in my clothes. Not that compliments are everything, but I'm super happy. I get super excited when people say, oh my gosh, you look so good, girl. You've lost that weight. You're looking really good. You're looking so cute and fly. And that really is a boost, right, to the morale and everything. Not the ego, but it's just, it just basically confirms that I am doing something right and the people are seeing the fruits of my labor, right? Because being on the medication is an aid, right? It's a tool. It's there to assist you, and it can't do it all for you. Like, you have to work with it, and it will work with you. You know what I mean? So yes, I am on this compounded tirzepatide, and it's helping me. It's helping to keep everything balanced, right? But also too, y'all, I work out every single day, multiple times a day. Like, I'm not going to do all the breakdowns in here, but there's one day I worked out 3 times. It's a bit of an obsession, y'all. It's a bit of an obsession. One day I did work out 3 times. And it was like 20-minute workout here, 30-minute workout there, another 20 minutes there. So it wasn't like long hours of me working out multiple times a day, but I did work out 3 times on this one day. Anyways, that's a positive out of all of this, that I'm at 172, and I've been at 172 for a few days now. So that's good. That's good. Let's see, what else do I have to share with you all? So yeah, didn't read this week, nor was I reading last week because life. I haven't been getting the 3 milliliters per the requirement of the 75 soft. I'm sorry, did I say that right? 3 liters. I have not been meeting the 3 liter requirement per the 75 soft list of things to do. Haven't been reading, but I do want to share some quotes or some excerpts that did come from this book, You Owe You by Eric Thomas, when I did start reading it 2 weeks ago. All right, so some excerpts from You Owe You, Eric Thomas. He says, when you take ownership, you become the CEO of your life. When you take ownership, you become the CEO of your life. Ownership, keyword there. Another excerpt. When survival is the goal, how can you even think about what your higher purpose might be? And that quote right there hit for me, family. That hit. When survival is the goal, how can you even think about what your higher purpose is, or what your higher purpose might be? Because all you're trying to do is live. All you're trying to do is feed them kids, keep the house afloat, get to that job so you can get paid, so you can pay them bills on time. You're just surviving, making it do what it do, making it work. And you know what? Sometimes we get stuck right there, and we feel like that's all our worth is. That's all our value is. It's just working to pay these bills, working to create decent human beings of our children, working to instill core values and character traits into our children. But y'all, we are more than the titles. We are more than just a mom or a dad. We are more than just a manager. We are more than just a worker. We are individuals who deserve to fulfill and live out the dream, whatever our dreams are, in spite of the circumstances of our lives. I ain't gonna go too deep today, family, but that one really hit home, because there was a time. I'll just say this, there was a time. And again, I spoke on this in the last 75 Soft update from last week, but there was a time, when I had these kids and people counted me out and told me basically that I should just take a semester or 2 off from college and then come back, once everything kind of, I settled into that motherhood role, But there was a time where I was feeling like my life is over and all I am is a parent now. Like me having to quit college cheer because I got pregnant, and my co-cheer partners, if you will, my teammates, they started calling me Mama Shika. So even now at 32, my nickname to some is Mama Shika. Now, mind you, they might have thought that was endearing, right? They may have, started that as like a compliment, if you will. But honestly, hearing that Mama Shika, that's how they referred to me, it basically made me feel like that was all I was. I was just Mama Shika. That's it. It kind of like they put me in this box and narrowed me down, like bump all the other things that I'm great at and the accolades and the dreams and all of that. I was simply just a mama to them now, because I couldn't cheer anymore, so I had to get off the squad, you know what I mean? That really took me down a dark road. I'll just say that. Let's get back to the excerpts of the book, You Owe You. He said, on the road to success, you cannot afford to make excuses. On the road to success, you cannot afford to make excuses, family. There are no excuses. To know me in person is to know that one of my biggest pet peeves is when people give me excuses. Because again, I feel like I am Superwoman and I feel like I can do all the things, right? Maybe not all at the same time, but I can do all of the things. I can accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish because I'm just that determined and that disciplined to keep going. But when people give me excuses, I instantly start to shut down. Yep. Another thing that Eric said in the book, you can change environments, but until you change yourself, nothing will ever change. Let's take a sip of water on that one. Take a sip of water on that one. You can change environments, but until you change yourself, nothing will ever change. Boy, don't that just remind you when people say you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl? That's what he said. That's basically what he's saying. You don't have to strip all the things that you've learned from where you come from, right, in order to be greater and better. But we have to know how to channel that thing differently. Because what worked in this quote unquote hood, right? If we're going by the term, you can take the girl out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the girl. What worked in the hood, okay, it may not work in corporate America. What worked in the hood may not work in you being a business owner. You know, you getting that promotion, right? So you can still have these core values and things that you've learned in where you grew up at, right? The place you grew up at, but some things have to be tweaked and polished in order to elevate, right? Hopefully that makes sense. You can change environments, but until you change yourself, nothing will ever change. And lastly, one of the quotes that I've written here is, you can choose to be a victim or a victor. You can choose to be a victim or a victor. You can choose to either say, these things keep happening to me, and for that reason, I can't do X, Y, and Z. Or you can say, you know what, these things are happening to me, but I'm going to take the lemons and I'm going to make lemonade. And then I'll make a lemonade stand. And then I'm going to sell that lemonade. And then from that, I'm going to, create the business. And You know what I'm saying? Perspective is everything. In all situations, perspective. And that's why I like to sit and talk to various people that have different views on life or different views on politics or different views on religion and whatnot. But I like to have these conversations with people who don't mind hearing a different perspective. And we can have a respectable debate or conversation. You have to be open and receptive. If you're not open and receptive, then I'm just not going to have the conversation with you, because you just clear and gung-ho on what you feel and what you believe, and you shutting down the conversation before it even begins. No, that's not what I'm talking about here. But you can choose to be a victim or a victor. How you look at your situation and how you feel about it will determine the outcome of your life or the outcome of the situation. At the time we got evicted, we had 2 kids, and we had to end up staying with my sister and her husband at the time. And that was a low moment, right? Because now you're kind of feeling like you're invading in other people's spaces. You know, you have to conform to how they do things and the rules of the house and all that. Like, you're no longer moving and shaking how you normally would, you know what I'm saying? Because you're in somebody else's home. When in Rome, do as the Romans, right? And I was low. I was low energy, low motivation, all the things. But because of the level of resilience that I have, in that moment, I did not choose to be a victim of my circumstances, right? I chose to grind harder. The girl's Baba, he chose to grind harder. So we were able to move out and get a place within a few months, right, of us being evicted, because we were not victims of our situation. We decided to be victorious in the situation. And now, you know, we both are rather successful, I would say. You know, he's a successful business owner of his own business. I'm successful in my career and in the personal things that I have going on. But that moment could have made us or broke us. And we decided to be overcomers of the situation and do what we had to do and grind it out until we was able to get our own place, which only took a few months. And which, when I look back on it, I'm like, man, it only took a few months. You got evicted. You stayed with my sister for 2 months. And then from that point, we was able to move out and get our own place. So that's actually really good. That's a good turnaround, I would say. But anyways, hopefully those quotes resonate with some of you all and, you know, get your wheels turning and going. But from what I've gathered so far from this book, I've only read about 25 pages from these notes that I took. I only read about 25 pages of this book. My plan for this upcoming week is to get back on it. My plan is to read this book, up my water. It should be a fairly easier week. Again, the girls' schedules have changed, so they will not be here throughout the week. They'll be here on the weekends, and that's great. I'll have time to film. I'll have time to read and meal prep and be one with myself, one with nature, do my evening walks outside when I get home from work. Like, it's going to be a great, great upcoming part of the year, simply because the schedule has changed for the kids. So yep, I think that's it, family. I think that's all I got for you all on today on this week 7 75 soft update. It ain't perfect, but it's my journey, you know, and I accept it for what it is. You know, I'm not beating myself up for it, because honestly, this journey doesn't define me. Even though it seems like there's not a lot of quote unquote wins for me in this journey, there's wins in every other aspect of my life. So I'm forever grateful, and I stay positive through it all. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening today. Thank you for coming back if you've been here before, and if this is your first time here, hopefully you like the content, you like the vibes. Thank you so much for just passing on by. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the content, help your girl out. Leave a comment. I talk back. I respond back, y'all. So leave a comment. Don't be afraid. This is a judgment-free zone, honey. You will definitely learn one thing about me is I am pro do what the fuck you want to do, as long as you don't hurt nobody else. Do what the fuck you want to do. No judgment here. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. I'm gonna wrap it up, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay, love you. Peace.